Hey guys, so this is the second video that I'm gonna be shooting today, so hopefully it's gonna go well. First of all, thank you very much for watching all my videos, liking them, subscribing to the channel as well. I really appreciate them, and also it really motivates me to keep going further and further. So in this video, of course, I always reply to the comments. If you literally pay attention to any of my videos, the comment section, you will see that I literally read all of them and I answer to all the questions, right? So, and I will try to do that as much as I can. Okay, so maybe in the future there'll be a point where it's going to be very difficult, but I will do my best, and I will try to keep that going. So, in this video, what I'm going to be talking about is the macros. So, although I already mentioned it in my previous videos, what I think about macros and what kind of macros I followed, for some reason some people don't watch all my videos, like they just watch my transformation video and then they don't pay attention to the other videos I made. So this is where I talk about how I lost the weight that I lost, and then for my macros you can watch my diet video, right? So I mentioned in my videos that macros don't really matter, and you know, it's still being asked, and of course in the future it's going to be asked even more. So I wanted to make this video and I wanted to talk about in detail why I say that macros don't matter and what do you need to pay attention to. Okay, so I mentioned that if your goal, the whole purpose of your weight loss is simply just to get rid of weight, simply just step on the scale and see a lower body weight, okay, without caring about your health or without caring about anything, right? Then your macros absolutely do not matter at all, okay? But in this video, of course, what we are going to be talking about, because you've seen my video, basically what it means that when you lose your weight, you probably want to end up with a good-looking physique or a healthier physique and so on, right? Or maybe a little bit muscular physique. You're probably training as well. So I'm going to talk about macros. First off, when it comes to macros, there is no magic percentage that goes, oh, go like 25% this, 10% this, 5% that. There have been even like some comments on my videos where people literally say this kind of stuff. They're like, oh, you need to eat like 20% this and like 10% that. Like, come on, okay? This is, I don't understand. This is like kind of funny, but not so funny. So I'm not sure like if they're doing it on purpose or like are they like, I don't understand. Anyways, so when it comes to macros, I will just give you the very simple way of how you basically adjust this kind of stuff, okay? And how you basically go on after that. So for protein, there is one thing that everyone knows. For men, right, what is being recommended is like somewhere in between 0.8 grams to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight, okay? So what it means is that if you weigh 200 pounds, you're gonna be eating about like 200 grams will be enough for you, more than enough, okay, per day. This is for protein, all right? And for fat, what is recommended overall after some scientific studies and for bodily functions and all that kind of stuff is about like 0.35 grams, okay, per pound of body weight, which means that if you're 200 pounds, about 70 grams is what's recommended. Now, I'm going to talk to you from my personal experience and from the others that I've seen, I've trained in the past, all right? So hear me out, and then you're going to understand why I don't care about macros as much as some other people do. And most of the people who care about these macro stuff is they're either trying to sell you something or trying to, you know, I don't know, get a reaction out of people, like trying to go viral with some, you know, insane stuff. So, in the past, when I was in my early 20s, I was on such a low protein diet that I was about like maybe 0.4 to 0.5 grams, okay? By the way, for women, it's less because women don't carry as much muscle as men do, okay? Like naturally, it's impossible. I'm not sure if you can still say this kind of stuff, but that is what it is, okay? So women don't need as much protein as men do. So when I say 0.8 to 1.2, this is actually for men. For women, women can go below that, okay? That's completely fine. And also for men, actually, you can go below that. That's also completely fine. Hence, I'm going to be giving you the example. So in my early 20s, I was muscular, but I was also lean, okay? And I would be on about 0.4 to 0.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight, okay? And I had a nice physique, okay? I'm not gonna show you a picture now, but you know, in the future, maybe I will. And as for fat, I was on a really low fat diet during those times. So mainly all my calories were coming from like carbs. And that was what I was doing. And in my early 20s, it kind of felt okay. So now that, you know, I've gotten older, I start to notice that when I have a little bit too low fat for a certain amount of time, it really makes a big difference, okay? I feel different. I literally feel the difference between having, you know, almost no fat versus having like, you know, what's recommended about like 50 grams, 60 grams for me, somewhere around that, right? That is making a big difference for me. And also fat is really important, so do not skip that part, okay? Whatever diet you're doing, if you're not on keto, let's say you're doing like a regular diet or like you're doing any kind of diet, okay? Please pay attention to your fat intake. Fat is really important. It does a lot of stuff in your body. I'm not telling you, oh, go eat your avocado on like your, you know, good fats and all that kind of nonsense, okay? I mean, it's not nonsense, but what I'm trying to tell you is that fat is really important for you and you should have some in your diet at least, okay? So fats are really important. They do a lot of stuff. They have a lot of functions for your hormones and all those kind of stuff, okay? So fat is really important. And what's recommended is about like 0.35 grams per pound of body weight. And have it somewhere around that. So when it comes to like making diets, if you are into, you know, calculating your, you know, exact like grams of protein, grams of carbs, grams of fat and all that kind of stuff, what you're gonna do or what you need to do to get your macros is that first put your body weight, okay? And then from your body weight, go on and, for example, let's say you're a 200-pound male, okay? Let's say, and you're gonna go with like 1 gram of protein. So what it makes is that 200 grams and then you get 200 grams of protein, right? And then 0.35 fat, then you have 70 grams of fat, okay? And then the remaining calories you can fill up with whatever you choose from these three, okay? Protein, carbs, fat. You can make the decision. It doesn't matter. I was on keto. I was building muscle just as fine, okay? It doesn't mean that not having carbs is going to end up resulting in not building any muscle, all right? Although I don't think it's the best way, it still works, all right? So don't worry about this too much. Okay, what matters is that when you make these adjustments, just see what works for you. Okay, maybe you like to have protein more, or maybe you don't like as much, you don't tolerate as much protein, you don't enjoy eating as much protein, right? You can fill it up with carbs. Maybe you like carbs more, so you put your excess calories or extra additional calories to your carbs. Or maybe you want to have just a little bit of calories, carbs, and have more fat, then you put more into the fat section, right? And then your macros basically become what it is after all those. So this is how you basically calculate your macros, okay? There is no secret where, oh, this macro, these exact numbers give you the best results for weight loss. No, there is no such thing, all right? Or these exact macros give you the best results for like, you know, muscle gaining. There is no such thing. It differs from person to person, okay? You might be building horrible muscle, let's say. It's not going to happen, but just, you know, just to give you a reference, all right, just to give you an idea. Let's say you are building horrible muscle with like 0.6 grams of protein, but someone else builds completely fine physique, completely fine muscle with like 0.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight, right? So it depends from person to person. What happens is that everyone is different. But these are kind of like these numbers that I've given you about protein and fat, kind of like universally applies to almost everyone. Like you cannot really go wrong with these numbers. So when you apply those, after that you do whatever you like, okay? And if you feel like it doesn't work for you, right, you can still make adjustments, okay? You might increase your protein, you might lower your protein, you might increase your carb, you might increase your fat, whatever you feel like doing, okay? Or if you have a coach, then you can ask them to do that for you, okay? Maybe you're not feeling well, so you want these changed, adjusted, and so on, okay? Normally a coach should be paying attention to those as well. And if you don't know what you're doing, they should be actually helping you to do this kind of stuff, okay? They should be doing it basically themselves on default, right? They should be able to test it and see how you respond to what kind of a food, right? So that's pretty much it for the macros. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment. I always reply. And subscribe to the channel. Yeah, it really motivates me, and I appreciate all of you who have been, subscribing to the channel, who have been, leaving comments and all that kind of stuff. Thank you very much for all of them. I will see you on the next one, and that's about it. All right. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.